Hello, hello. So you can just start. So my name is John Paul Walton. I'm a co-founder of Retronyms. We're a small software design engineering studio, and we're working a lot on iPhone, iPad type of stuff these days, making music, software creation apps, creative, expressive media creation apps. But we've also been really interested in geo games, and so I'd like to talk a little bit about that and kind of some of the exciting opportunities we see there, and sort of some of the things we're having fun with, kind of what we're up to and what some other people are up to as well. So first off, what is a geo game? Often these are called location-based games, and so it's often about GPS, but our definition is a bit broader. We define it as any fun activity that uses technology to augment or utilize the physical world as a play space. So really, it's about the intersection of technology and the real world, the environment that you're in, the physical environment, and kind of creating a game with that intersection. So the classic games that we all remember from our childhood are often outside, active, physical games. They're social. They're played with friends. You make friends playing them, and that kind of thing. And recent trend in video games is to sort of try to recapture some of that. So we have a kid playing baseball on the Wii right here. Geo games are about, maybe we can take that out of the living room a bit, video games out of the living room. And it's not a brand new idea. These are some photos from this weekend, actually. My wife and I went geocaching here in Ohio, and geocaching is sort of a global game where you can go around the world, all around the world, collecting these treasure boxes that people leave. And it was designed to sort of be played with an old school handheld GPS. So we're kind of interested in what can you do with this modern technology, programmable GPSs. The device that a lot of us have in our pocket tonight is an amazing sensor. It has cameras all over it, proximity sensors, light sensors, gyroscopes, of course GPS for location, a compass, network, all kinds of stuff. So what can we do with that type of technology? And we set out to sort of find out and push the limit a little bit of what might be possible sort of with that type of technology with a game we called Seek and Spell. So Seek and Spell is a real-time, multiplayer, location-based or geo game. So the way it works is essentially you gather up with some friends of yours in a outdoor spot, like a park, and so here's some screenshots from it. And you sort of gather up and you all join the game, enter your initials. And essentially it's using your local location here as the kind of game lobby, which is a common problem in game design. So, it sort of knows everyone in this spot is going to join this game and start playing. So once you start the game, it shows you a satellite map of your location and kind of spreads virtual letter tiles all over the environment. And you can see the colored dots are the players. You can watch where the other players are going. And so you use sort of your navigational sense to kind of orienteer this environment and find these letter tiles. And then you have to sort of race to them because when you pick one up, it leaves the world, so the other players can't pick it up. And once you pick up some tiles, you can use them to spell words, and it's sort of scored like boggle. So this game kind of challenges some unique combinations of things. It challenges your mind and sort of the spelling and strategy component, and it challenges your body as you're physically running around, trying to race other people to letters, and also challenges your sort of sense of spatial reasoning. So one interesting thing that came out of this sort of experiment was that the environment itself becomes a big part of the game. This is a photo from a game we played in San Francisco at a convention center. You can see like there's like hedge mazes and kind of really intricate kind of environment things you have to navigate, kind of like not unlike this space. So here's some more photos. These are actually stills from a video of us playing. This is one of our first big play tests with like 10 people or so. And you can see the bottom photo, a golden letter tile, which is worth double points dropped, and everyone just instantly starts booking out to try to beat their opponents to it. So it's very physical. You can actually get quite a workout with this. So we're continually playing games. We organize games here in Cleveland. We're organizing games in Portland and San Francisco as well. This is another photo from one of our games out in San Francisco. So we use meetup.com to kind of organize games. So I grabbed some data off of our server, and this is just kind of a Google Earth map, like sort of pinning all the locations that multiplayer games have been played of Seek and Spell. And each one of these pins represents like actually a cluster of pins. You can see we can see that people are playing it all over the world, which is really interesting in Europe and sort of even the Mideast. And people have run over 3,000 miles playing Seek and Spell, which is kind of more than the distance between New York and LA. So it's kind of interesting. We've been building other games on the same engine. On the right there is a game that a Sci-Fi Channel show licensed our sort of game engine to sort of build a monster hunting game. It works very much the same way. So we've experienced some challenges with this. One of them is sort of the safety factor. It would be really cool to play here, but you know, I might be worried about someone tripping over one of these ledges and falling and breaking their neck. So this is actually from our in-game like sort of how to play tutorial, sort of like watch where you're going, right? So far I haven't heard any reports of any injuries or anything like that, so I think it's working out. Another challenge is the sort of technology. GPS and both the cellular network for data are both very sort of sporadic, so you have to have your game designed around those types of challenges and accommodate them. But at the same time, we've actually learned that this game can be played nearly anywhere. So some other people are up to some similar stuff in the space of kind of location gaming or geo-gaming. You guys might recognize Foursquare, which is sort of a social network with a game mechanic, so you can check into sort of known locations, retail locations, and that kind of thing, and kind of compete to be mayor of your local spot. On the right we have Gowalla, a similar kind of check-in mechanic, and these check-in mechanics have really taken off, and so we're really interested to kind of discover and find out what we can do beyond the check-in mechanic. And this is some screenshots from an upcoming game that we're working on that's more about building a parallel world that's kind of persistent on top of our world, and it's about sort of user-created content and that kind of stuff. Just a couple conceptual screens. So you can see what we're up to at retronyms.com. Also, I invite you to join the Cleveland meetup for Seek and Spell. You can just sort of search for Seek and Spell at meetup.com. Seek and Spell is free. It's for the iPhone and Android. So I'm going to try to organize some games this summer, and I hope people can join us. So it should be fun. Thanks.
John Paul. I know half of you probably have iPhones, so go ahead and download that app. All right, real quick, we